Not just like the video, I wish someone actually like throws something, like a small stone, at the actual neon sign on OGN, and then have the exact same sound.
It's not a stone. It says the thing hits, a screw falls out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What's the one hitting it?
It's the what is it? The Asia thing that comes up. I think the wire pulls and it knocks a screw out. I think that's supposed to be it. But the miner is going to work down here while I explain the videos to G-Clef. Elixir collector for RayBagus as well. Very interesting. Does get fireballed, reducing the effectiveness of that elixir collector.
Still getting the 3 Musketeers in play.
Looks like Sinchu was prepared for that.
He
He's
just
nodding
knocks his head, saying, that's what I thought.
Does get poisoned down. There's a Royal Ghost and a Bandit on the other side. Now you have a decision to make.
Just supercharging in that from RayBagus. We do see it oftentimes with the Hog Rider as well.
Yeah. That can just tanks the last Musketeer there. Finishes in one shot. Does get pulled by this Ice Golem, so it's not going to
pull
connect
for
to the
days
tower.
and days. Miner is here, and Princess actually locks onto the P.E.K.K.A. So Goblin Gang has to be put down.
Slight advantage. Like both of these are actually very even now. The Royal Ghost just making light work, and they just walk right past each other.
See you later, Ghost.
But good Bandit placement does mean that the Royal Ghost turns around.
And actually dashes into Electro Wizard. So RayBagus will get a few direct hits onto the tower.
2, I think. Yeah, 2 hits. Where Sinchu is slightly down here, 1,322 HP to 1,806. There is that Elixir Collector, and it does get poisoned, so that means we're probably going to see the 3 Musketeers get dropped down very, very soon. Miner comes in onto that left-hand side.
Yeah, the reason why we see poison for that Elixir Collector instead of the Fireball, it was because of the 3 Musketeers, but having them placed at all 3 of them behind the Crown King Tower, you can't really Fireball, you activate the King Tower. Yeah,
so we see the P.E.K.K.A. here making light work of everything that RayBagus had on that right-hand side. Will it be able to connect to the tower? There's the 3 Musketeers. P.E.K.K.A. goes down, but that Miner connects. Poison is connected, going down to about 1,360. Maybe a little bit more. The log comes in as well, 1,250. Evening the score a little bit here.
No dashes from Bandit yet, but almost got the dash. Princess will take it out. But Goblins actually doing some damage.
Yeah, they did so much work. But not enough. Will Sinchu be able to finish? I think he has 1 push left in him.
Coming down to the last 180. Ooh, he has Sinchu. RayBagus switching sides, actually going to the left side with the 2.
Yes, you want to draw the spells in defense onto that left-hand side while you push down that right. But it doesn't look like he's even going for that. He puts the Bandit down there.
Everything to the right side. Let's see the
Bandit
targeting
connects.
onto the P.E.K.K.A. Oh, Royal Ghost taken out, but from the P.E.K.K.A. and Elixir Wizard doing the same amount of job. Even better.
Now, how will this push work out? The Miner drops down at the back. Electro Wizard and Royal Ghost are preoccupied. In comes a Fireball. Well, 665, taking a little bit of an advantage here, but he needs to defend on both sides. He doesn't have anything.
Let's see on the left side, Electro Wizard does come down. We'll get
but the Bandit connects,
soon.
and it's down.
It with the dash. That's why you have to be careful. He had to defend both sides, which was a tough task to do without the Elixir Collector for himself.
Yeah, he only had 6 Elixir when... Alright, so we have Chaos Theory, RayBagus in blue at the bottom. We have Sinchu for Sandbox in red at the top. Spear Goblins will get taken out by the tower as that Ice Golem slowly walks his way forward. Rascals coming out for Sinchu. We get to see them once again. The Goblin Gang splits very nicely.
Yeah, maybe the same for RayBagus, I was going to say. Because after seeing all the Goblins, maybe the same exact deck of what we saw in match number 2.
Of course, the Rascal Girls do trade very evenly with each other because they are exactly the same card.
Oh, look at that Tesla placed right before. And look at that predicted log.
The log taking out that Ice Spirit as he dropped it. Big mistake by Sinchu. Should have waited just a fraction of a second more.
And it's going to be the Expo. And exactly what I was feeling. I tried this one in the morning. Didn't really work for me, but let's see how Sinchu can pull this one out. with the Rascals tanking all the way. Expo now locking into the tower will do damage.
Yeah, and those Rascals are doing work on the defense. This Expo is uncontested. So much damage being laid down. 1,326 remaining for RayBagus' left bottom tower.
Now he has a lot more choices. Sinchu, he does have the cycle against the Hog Rider. Last time the Tesla didn't really connect. Well, did connect with the damage, but Hog Rider didn't go to the Tesla tower. He does have the cycle. Both players holding that Hog and the Tesla. So it could be countered in big time. And let's see how he wants to do it. The Tesla comes.
Tesla, unfortunately, locks on to the Hog Rider. Kind of wanting to get rid of those Spear Goblins
we'll get
first.
few hits to the tower, though. At least few hundreds.
So looking at it here, the Rascals once again replace the role of the Prince, I believe, in this deck, because it is the low cycle Expo deck that we do see a lot. So the last cards are probably Fireball and maybe Archers, I think, is the other one that we use.
They actually replaced Archer as well because of the girls actually pushing damage from behind.
So what could that other card be, do you think?
Few spells most of the time, just Fireball. Now defensive Expo, as he has switched off to a different cycle. Because he had to drop down that Tesla before. Make sure the Hog Rider does not go directly to the tower. And also goes against that Mortal, what RayBagus has.
Yeah, down to 522 damage right now. And the Expo, defensive Expo is such a good tool to use, but he drops down the offensive tool. Hog Rider comes in. There's the Minion Horde. Does he have anything to take out the Minion? There's the Fireball. So what is that
Massive
last card?
value, and this will just finish the game. And with the log very close, it will just need one more hit onto that tower. 22 left.
Yeah, anything will work there. Absolutely anything.
Cycle everything out. Make sure you have some defense.
This is RayBagus' last chance.
We'll have
here.
the log very soon. Pekka will be the final card from Sinchu, but he will have the log available. Even the Fireball very soon coming. RayBagus knows his destiny will be over very soon.
Interesting that he dropped down the Expo there. I think he wanted to finish it, but ending it there with the Fireball. It's interesting to see how the Rascals fits into these decks that we know from previous weeks and what cards are being dropped for them. So that's RayBagus in blue for Chaos Theory, Sinchu in red for Sandbox. What are we going to see here? More Rascals? Maybe?
I think they might just have moved on to a very heavy beatdown decks because we did see some light rotations, light cycles from both players. May have been thinking, if they actually keep the same one, if I bring a beatdown that I can certainly push all the way. I think that's why we are maybe waiting for that 1 minute mark.
So yeah, I would say we're going to have Golem versus Lava Hound is a very interesting matchup.
Of course, if this happens in your regular games, in your ladder games, just to make sure your opponent is actually in-game, you do want to throw some units and test him. Like throw in Goblin Spear, and then if it's uncontested at all, and then you start throwing few units. And then if he's not there, you just push all the way. But
both players here testing that theory with a zap. And the player responded in kind by throwing the zap as well.
Yeah. Great sportsmanship.
Yeah. You zap me, I zap you, but let's not go crazy. Let's wait for this minute mark and then push out. Let's just wait for that.
To have the trophy being dropped down from the right side.
It is not a fish out of a sewer pipe, G-Clef.
Who says fish?
You thought it was a fish.
No.
Ah, am I misremembering last week?
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? See, then it happened. But here we got 10 seconds left.
It's
this is usually...
Trophy-looking fish.
It is
golden
a trophy-looking fish.
I do like goldfish.
This is usually where we see the game start to kick in, about 5 or 6 seconds before that double elixir mark. And it is the Golem versus the Lava Hound. Which one is going to win?
They're both expecting. Oh, Balloon placed right behind
Mini
Lava. Let's see the speed.
Night Witch. This is looking bad for Sinchu. He needs to put something on the defense here. Otherwise, that is going to ruin him. He doesn't have what it takes to push through. Balloon connects once. Balloon is going to connect twice. The Balloon is going to connect 3 times. The death damage plus the Lava Hound is going to take care of that tower. He hasn't even scratched the tower. And that is it. 20 seconds left
on the clock. RayBagus already in massive favor by having that tower. Minipeka was delayed so much by that tombstone, by the skeletons. RayBagus already left his fingers off the device. 10 seconds on the clock. Sinchu knows that this game is over. He can't really make this push. 5 seconds. Minipeka can really do it, but there's a tombstone once again for the defense. Even the guards, there is no way of bringing this game back. And RayBagus will take the win for his team in set number 1.
Yeah, Sinchu's push there, a little bit less powerful than the Lava Hound.
Yes, Theory, of course, on the left blue, and they do have the Lava Hound instead.
Both teams carrying the clone as well, so it looks like we're going to see a lot of clone hijinks once again. And it looks like Chaos Theory here are going to be playing the same deck we saw earlier, where the Lava Hound...
Do they have the Skeleton Barrel as well? That's the real thing.
The bats are there. There's another Inferno Dragon.
Early Rage.
There's the Night Witch as well.
The Lumberjack going down already, speeding up the Golem, but not perfectly.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sandbox have done a good job of making sure that clone isn't as useful as it probably is. But look how many units are being spawned there. So many units with that Night Witch being cloned. Not the most useful of clones, though. Nothing gets through to the tower. A couple skeletons, maybe.
Does a ton of damage from 4 Chaos Theory. Does about 1,000. Another clone onto that Lava Hound. Executioner, in this case, would be pretty good taking out the Lava Hound, and also Lava Pubs right after.
It was interesting, I was saying we don't usually see much Executioner, but I think in terms of these clone decks, Executioner is a great answer. He does so much work against the clones.
They're ready for their own clone, I believe. Sandbox is getting ready with the Executioner, with the Golem. There it is.
Double Executioner, double Golem, double Golemites. This is going to be a very powerful push. Gets 1 or 2 hits, does try to fireball the Executioner, doesn't really take that much damage, and that tower is going down.
Yeah, actually, Executioner not doing the damage to the tower, only to the dragon, so that's a good news for Chaos Theory. Look at that trade, about 250 HP lead for Sandbox.
Yeah, they are holding that. We can see that Sandbox are holding their clones, so are Chaos Theory. So, we got to be ready. Chaos Theory want double Lava Hound, Skeleton Barrel, maybe with the Night Witch there too, and clone all of that, and suddenly there's a lot of units being used.
Oh, look at that clone onto the Lumberjack as well. The Rage will drop and go straight in. Golem already diving in, but there's double Tombstone. It's really hard. There's a second Rage for the actual Lumberjack.
Yeah, it seems the answer to this clone kind of gameplay is just pressure your opponent.
Seems like it's almost done. Chaos Theory, they basically wasted their Lumberjack going in. And so in terms of the push, Sandbox has been keeping up with the clone, just having massive units. This may actually be 3 crowns if not dealt with. They can't really do too much right now.
Yeah, the Night Witch does pop there, dropping down a few more bats. But again, using double clone. So many bats are being spawned with 3 Night Witches on the field. And it's over. Wow.
You're certainly right with the clone. And that's what they do against their Inferno, because I've been saying that
so the big question here is, are we going to get Attack of the Clones Part 2? And it does look like we are, as Chaos Theory are holding that clone spell.
But a different one from Sandbox. Double that giant skeleton.
Yeah, but they're smart to bring the Executioner once more. And the Executioner really does shut down that clone play.
And also the explosion damage should take out most of the clones as well. And they want to land on their damage with the rocket and the miner. That will be their finishing card for the Sandbox.
Yeah.
Let's see how well they can actually defend against the clones that will be coming from Chaos Theory. Just testing the waters right now.
Yeah, we've seen this deck before where we have double giant skeleton clone defense. And it works so well. And we're going to start to see it come into play here. The giant skeleton is on the floor, does clone it. This means that when it pops, 1,000 damage plus on those units. Down goes literally everything.
But still did somewhat of damage to the second one. Going directly to the tower though. Also gets this clone.
Yeah, that's going to clear up the units, but unfortunately their guards, those shields, do definitely work.
Well, Chaos Theory, they're dropping down everything to block the skeleton, and
But he's getting
it is going to in range.
Is it in range or is it just out?
Yes,
it is in range.
Will do damage enough with even with the Infernal Dragon and the Miner landing on the hit. Oh, the Rage dropping down from Chaos Theory. They are lost. And they might have just lost the game because of those mistakes. They were low on elixirs. They put out too much on their offense.
For Chaos Theory now, it's time to reset. Don't worry about losing your tower. Just go. They have to go all in, basically. They have no choice but to go all in. Because if they don't go all in, they're going to lose. So they have to pull the trigger here, but they are trying to defend. Double Lava Hound here. We're going to see the balloon behind, the bats, the clone spells coming for everyone. They held on so long for that clone spell, but in comes the zaps, in comes the Executioner, deals with it very, very easily.
Who actually misses that Princess as well onto the back. So I don't think they can actually do as much damage on this one.
No, so Chaos Theory now have less than 30 seconds to try and bring this one back. They have 1,152 damage to just stay in the game, let alone win.
But the best defense is best defense is bio-attacking here as Sandbox keeps their way in all the way to the Green Tower, and with the explosion damage, they will get all the way to the King Tower and secure their victory. We're moving on to the ace match.
Manhandled, I would say there. It seems like Sandbox really are coming in. Trainer Dexterz in blue for Chaos Theory at the bottom of the screen. We have Edo in red at the top of the screen. And once again, it's one win for each country. Will Korea take a 2-1 victory overall today? Or will SEA take their 2-1 victory today?
That will actually tie us up, combining with the result of day number 1. And oh, look at those emotes. I love emotes.
Looks like we're going to go down to that 1 minute double elixir time, but we are waiting for the first player to pull the trigger here.
I wish I get those emotes as stickers and I just stick it everywhere around my house.
I have some. Actually,
give it to me later.
No.
Okay.
I'll keep them for myself. Thank you very much.
I'll go to eBay and buy some myself. It's okay.
I think I got
$2 stickers with $35 shipping cost. Yes. Anytime.
You eBay clearly too much. There's the bats played at the back. Now this won't necessarily trigger a reaction from Edo because the towers can easily take care of them. There we go. We see not even a single scratch on those towers, which to me...
But they used more arrows.
They're not... This isn't other games where, like, you know, towers had limited ammo. Towers here have unlimited ammos because what you don't see is underneath those towers, there's nothing inside but arrows.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. The towers are just filled with arrows. There's no stairs. The princesses are just airlifted on top. And there's just piles and piles of arrows underneath. True story, bro. True story.
Didn't know about that. But then why do they explode?
Because the arrows are explosive.
Okay.
I don't know.
But that's why Princess shoots the arrows with fire. That's why. Now I understand.
She takes the towers as she walks past the towers. She puts her hand in.
Oh, even the P.E.K.K.A. I was about to mention about P.E.K.K.A. being...
Sparky!
Here goes Sparky. From Edo, a Sparky.
I told you, Sparky is so good in these kind of decks.
Let's see how well Sparky will be against this type of push. Giant going straight in, though. So we'll only be hitting onto the Giant. It's gone already. Sparky, let's see the push.
Sparky's already now going to go for that one golem. That's not what you want, but it's going to go for the P.E.K.K.A.
Oh, deleted it right after.
Oh, there's the zap there, though. The zap reset it. Otherwise, that Dark Prince and P.E.K.K.A. would have died.
It's a great defense, but Giant actually does a ton of damage along with the small goblins onto the left tower. So Sparky once again. But the real push is happening onto the left side, and Edo can only focus onto the right instead.
Yeah, but that Archer needs to find that angle where he can hit the tower. He does aim at the Giant, so does the Sparky. Double magic arc. The Archer connects onto the tower.
Oh, look at the massive value onto the fireball. The Sparky does survive, though, so P.E.K.K.A. goes down. But that was great how Golem actually dragged the P.E.K.K.A. back to the tower, so the Sparky got a hit onto the Giant instead. I'm sure that was not intended by trainer Dexterz.
But sometimes you need a little bit of luck in these kind of games, and that was definitely one of them. There's the Dart Prince coming out. The Mega Minion is not going to go for the tower, but
Sparky!
Edo switches up. He goes to the left-hand side, leaving that right side revealed. Magic Archer will make work of that Giant, just get Fireball for his inconvenience.
He wants to have that Fireball away from the tower that's lower in HP.
Now, will that Giant connect? Will this Sparky connect? I'm going to say the Sparky will not connect.
Yeah,
there's the Zap.
And Dark Prince does have the shield available, so we'll take the Zap. Take the huge Zap from Sparky. Once again, another Sparky, but takes some time, so Log, a great way to delay for Sparky to have time onto a single Goblin, delete it.
Yeah, well, even trade, like, Sparky gets so much value if it gets one shot.
Look at that
like
against the bats, so weak.
Yeah, that's because he can't shoot up. You know what else he's weak against bats? Golems. You're going to say Golems are weak? I don't think so. But we can see that the bottom right-hand tower, actually, for Trainer Dexterz, is getting very beat up due to these Fire Spirits that keep coming in.
And landing on the Sparky just in time, so it gets the Giant as well.
Yeah, that log from Edo was to make sure that the Dark Prince doesn't have his shield when Sparky goes to attack.
Goblin Gang actually did a ton of damage, even with the Magic Archer, only hitting one at a time.
See, Sparky instantly deletes. Sparky is gonna
but the real damage is onto the right side.
Yeah, we can see the Magic Archer there. Got 3, maybe 4 arrows against that tower, down to 944. He's going to take out those Golem. There we go. Golem down one side, Sparky down another. Where do you defend? Clearly is going for the right side.
Of course, the right side down to 944. Magic Archer
misplaced there. He could have got all those hits onto the tower.
Maybe a little
now
bit,
he's going to get
he's going to get the massive value with the guards down to 550, and he does have the log to finish up. It goes low enough, and the Fireball will finish. So close. 20 left, but the real push is coming with the dash. The charging in. Slowly, but he does have the cycle. Let's see how quickly he can actually make the push. Even the P.E.K.K.A. The guards has to be down. Giant now landing on few hits, but the long is there, and that's going to finish.
There was a bit of a premature celebration there by Edo. 20 HP left.
Buckle up, guys, as this may be another wild ride from Edo. Never mind.
Just change
with
his
the Goblin
deck,
Hut. But this will actually finish the entire match. He brings the win again. Does that the lead with 1-0?
Spear Goblin there. Does lock the HUD. Not quite finishing it before that last Goblin pops out, but it doesn't really matter.
Goblin HUD with Rascals does work totally fine, and I think Dexterz is actually the one with the Rascals.
I'm very interested as to why we've seen a lot of Mortar today from the SEA region.
To counter, yes, he does have... Oh, but Tornado was also available, activated King Tower already. Only 40 seconds in. Go 50.
So what were you saying the Mortar is to counter? I guess
counter the Rascals too, because the stone, the rock flies slowly enough to actually do damage to the girls right behind.
So it targets the boy and hits the girls. Is what you're trying
at the same time, it takes the girl in one hit.
But I feel like Mortar is such a heavy commitment.
It's only 4. It's only 4. It's a great way of defending. Also, you can switch it to offensive mode like this, but of course we'll miss.
That is the power of the Golem right here. It's just what.
But locks onto the
Goblin.
Locks onto the hut this time, so we'll actually secure. We'll keep the Mortal as well. Baits out the poison spell.
I love the whistle sound of the Mortar turret, like.
I love the sound from Royal Ghost.
Ooh, that sound?
Yes, that sound, and plus the sound from the sword whenever he strikes. Ching.
There's... Oh, okay. The Hog Rider does get tornadoed out of the way, but right now we don't have that much of the sound effects. I just noticed. Mortar turret goes down. Rascals go down. Rascals go down. As expected.
Ooh, actually, I believe the Mortal did take out the girls right before it exploded.
I think they were out of range. There's a giant skeleton against the Hog Rider. Not the best of trades, but does well enough because of the Spear Goblin in the back. Minion Horde there. Does have the poison that will take them down, but doesn't have arrows, doesn't have other things like that. So uses the Ice Wizard just to slow them down. There is one minion,
getting pressured a little bit more. As he can actually get less value with the poison if he used it right before. He could have been falling behind. A little bit more with the log will get the gumballs out of the way.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Edo has brought a log with him, so he has been struggling to get rid of those girls.
Tornado works so well, even with the King Tower now. Hog Rider basically does not do anything.
So minion Horde against the Mega Minion Giant Skeleton. Giant Skeleton does connect onto that. Will blow up the mortar, which does put Edo in a little bit of a positive position, but it's hard to say. There's the graveyard, there's the Hog Rider. Lug comes in, takes out the girls. Spear Goblins in the back, taking out the boy. He drops his own Rascals to help defend, and he defends almost perfectly against that graveyard.
Yeah, down to 1500, but the real push is happening on the left side. The Spear Goblin continuing to do damage. Shifts over down to about 1600, so about as even. I would say Hog Rider, again, getting hit by the King Tower as well. Will not be as effective.
Yeah, and there's also no log now for Trainer Dexterz. He just used it. So that means these girls are going to live for a long time. With the Spear Goblins behind, they're going to do a lot of damage to anything that is going offensive. But that mortar turret on the right-hand side has done a lot of work onto that top right-hand tower from Edo.
Down to 3 digits. The Giant Skeleton is working its way, but the explosion will only catch.
Graveyard did a lot of work again. 300, 400 damage there.
Overtime. One single tower will be game over. Rascals, of course, again for defense, but Goblin Hunt will stop the Hog Rider from going directly. This poison, look at this push. It's massive.
Oh, that mortar hit was so good. Took out the girls, took out like 5 Spear Goblins. So much work on that mortar turret.
Even hitting the Goblin Hunt before it goes. The Hog Rider does come. Tornado has to be Tornado. Getting some value with that Tornado. Hog Rider getting one single hit. Down to 3 digits on both towers, but the real problem is this one, the bottom right one. Goblin, but the poison will be melting those goblins.
Is he going to get any connections on those?
Down to 200, and that's going to be it.
That's it.
Edo taking a victory. Securing Sandbox, another win for themselves.